All right, let's talk about you for a minute. More specifically, let's talk about the version of you that wakes up every morning, grabs the phone before you get your coffee, and checks mortgage rates like you've got a personal investment in the bond market. Guess what? You don't. You haven't even bought a house yet.
It's the Mortgage 101 podcast where real talk meets home and life.
But there you are, refreshing the rate tracker, hoping it's going to tell you something dramatically different than it did 12 hours ago. Meanwhile, you're missing out on appreciation from actually moving forward, which builds equity. But instead, you're focusing completely on the one thing you can change, that rate. Welcome to Manley's Mortgage Minutes. I'm Manley, and today we're talking about why homebuyers can get way too focused on that one part of the deal. Here's what's really happening. You're nervous, and that's fair. Buying a home is a big decision, and it should get your attention. But when a decision feels big, unfamiliar, and a little outside your comfort zone, your brain starts looking for something it can control, so it grabs a number. It may not even be the most important number. It just has to be measurable. Then you watch it, track it, memorize it, and worry about it because monitoring a number feels like progress. Most of the time it isn't. I see this constantly. Somebody calls me completely stressed because the rate moved up 0.2% since Tuesday. They knew exactly where it opened, they knew exactly where it closed, and what some guy on social media thinks it might do next. Meanwhile, they haven't spent 5 minutes thinking about the school district, the neighborhood, the commute, the property taxes, the lot, or whether the HOA is going to send them a violation letter because their mailbox is the wrong shade of beige. But the rate? They've got that memorized down to the third decimal. Congratulations, you've just given your anxiety a full-time job. Great benefits, terrible return on investment. Now here's the part that may sting a little bit. The interest rate is one of the only pieces in this entire home buying decision that you can change later. You close on the home, rates improve down the road, and you may have an opportunity to refinance. That's a conversation, an application, and some paperwork. It's not a life sentence. You know what is a whole lot harder to change? The neighborhood you bought into, the school district, the lot, the location, the commute, that HOA, that every rule, fee, meeting, and neighborhood disagreement that comes along with it. Those things become a part of your everyday life the moment you sign those closing documents. And the price you paid for the home matters too. That number becomes part of your equity position, which grows for you as long as you own the property. You don't get to refinance the neighborhood. You don't get to restructure the lot. You don't get to call somebody 6 months later and ask for a better school district. So let me ask you this. If you buy a home in a neighborhood you love, with a school district that works for your family, a lot you're excited about, and a rate which happens to be 0.5 point higher than your neighbors are, what are you losing? Nothing. You're paying a little more money now, and depending on what happens in the future, you may still have an opportunity to improve that number. But if you ignore all the permanent parts of this decision and you just chase the lowest rate possible today, that's where the real mistake can happen. That's the mistake that can follow you for years. Not to mention, not taking action will cost you a fortune in equity. So here's my advice. Stop doom scrolling mortgage rates like it's your second job. Start putting that energy into the things you can easily undo. Study the neighborhood. Understand the taxes. Read the HOA documents. Look at the school district. Drive the commute. Walk the lot. Figure out whether this home actually works for you and your life. Because 5 years from now, that's what will determine whether you love that decision, not whether the original rate had a 6 or a 7 in front of it. I'm Manley, and this has been Manley's Mortgage Minutes. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, check out the Mortgage 101 podcast with Anthony and me, where we cut through the noise, explain what's happening in the market, and help homebuyers move forward with confidence. And remember, let's get you into the right house, not just the right rate.